Guys, gals, and guests, welcome to another episode of Wine With Me Wednesdays. Yeah, I changed the name of the show. Yeah. Don't tell nobody. Mind your damn business. How y'all doing today? Or tonight, I should say. Tonight, I'm not really doing a whole lot of drinking tonight. I'm not really doing a lot of drinking tonight. I got a little red wine sprucer, as I call it. Not a spritzer, but a sprucer, bitch. And it's a little red wine mixed with a little cola. It's really light on the red wine. I didn't really feel like drinking today, but I'm going to open up the spirit just a little bit. We're going to open up the spirit just a little bit, you know. Mm. Oh, she's Banshee cunt. Yes, where are you from? Park Heights? I think she from Park Heights, honey. She tangy. Oh, my Lord, for art thou in heaven. How y'all doing tonight? Hey. Stop filtering comments. TikTok, I ain't asked you to filter no comments. Baby. Let me see. Comment settings. Allow comments. Allow. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Lizzie. Lizzie, what you drinking tonight, Lizzie? Are you drinking tonight, Lizzie? And if so, what are you having? Hey, y'all. Thanks for coming in. Run it up. Y'all already know what to do. Share the live. Tap the screen, baby. We just getting started tonight, Holly. Just tea tonight. Lizzie. I call it a sprucer. We're going to call it a red wine sprucer. And it's red wine mixed with cola. I think it's cute. I'm calling it a sprucer. I don't know. Thank you, Midas. Midas, what you doing, friend? I got a question for you. We're going to start you off with the question of the evening. Um,
Hey, friend.
hey, friend, what's going on?
I just woke up. The whole
What?
house beat the whole house beat the brakes off my ass today. So had to come
Oh,
home. Yeah.
oh, Lord, how long you been off, friend?
I've been off for like 4 hours.
I got a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you from a smaller town or a bigger city?
A bigger city. Well, one of the bigger cities in the state that I live in.
Okay, okay. Have you ever dated someone that you like went to high school with?
Dated somebody that I went to high school with. Yes and no.
Yes and
Uh,
no.
okay, so like we went to school together, but we didn't get together until like I transferred to a different school.
Okay. The real question is, hey, hell girl. The real question is, have you ever dated somebody that you grew up with?
Have I ever dated somebody that I grew up with? I have not.
Friend. I don't know how to navigate this situation, friend. I really don't know how to navigate this situation. Um, it's like my whole hometown is trying to hook me and another person up, right?
Uh
Another trans person. And no shade, we've been low key talking.
huh. Come on, talk.
We talk, we speak or whatever. I see the boy. But yeah. So I really don't know how to navigate this. Like this will be a first for me. I'm from a small town and I never dated anybody from there. Never dated anybody I grew up with, none of the things.
Uh huh.
So I'm I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate this, friend, but you don't seem to be much help tonight.
Oh, just throw me in the motherfucking trash.
No,
Oh,
never that. Never that, honey. When is you coming on the show, friend? Is my question.
oh, damn, and I'm trifling because I could have came yesterday.
You
I could
could.
have came
Yeah,
up.
yesterday was a long show. To be honest, though,
Oh,
when I get a few guests come in, when I get a few people come in, honey, I start trying to rush people off because I don't be trying to sit there all night. You know what I mean?
um, I believe Friday should be okay for me.
I haven't started the Fridays just yet. I'm still
Oh,
only Mondays. I haven't started the Fridays just yet, just because I'm so backed up with YouTube content that I got to edit and put out. So I decided to make it a little easier on myself for now.
got it, got it. Um, Let me see what next Monday is looking like because I know, like one Monday is going to be Halloween, and I ain't doing shit that day. If you ain't doing shit that day, I can hop on. But we see what the next Monday looking like.
On the hollows of the wings,
Uh huh. You doing a special show for that day?
I didn't even realize that the hollow to the wings was on a Monday. I might. I ain't got um I ain't got no plans, I don't think. I,
Okay. But then, baby, look, we can save the best for the last Monday in the month.
that was a read. What's going on, Seven?
Right,
That
Seven.
that was a read. I'm about to bring Seven up and see if they've ever had one of these experiences.
I feel like Seven has had one of those experiences, and there's no shade, none whatsoever. But Seven then.
What experience has Seven had?
my que- my question for you, friend, is: have you ever dated anybody that you like went to high school with or grew up with?
Anyone that I've ever been. Yes.
How did it work out? Are you from a small town or a bigger city?
No, I'm from a bigger city.
Okay. So how did that work out? How did y'all even decide to start talking?
Child, it ain't work out because the bitch is single. It didn't work out at all.
How did
Um,
how did it even initiate?
I don't know. I think just like hanging out with each other on like it started off platonic at first,
Hmm.
and then it just kind of evolved into whatever. I don't necessarily know if I would consider it dating though.
What was it, like a hookup? Hookup.
Yeah, kind of. And that might be more accurate.
What is up? For me, the real question is: do queer people really date people that they grow up with? Do we really date the queer that we grew up with, or do those always turn out to be our good Judies?
I wouldn't necessarily think that I would date someone that I grew up with now. I don't think I would do that. I did that when I was younger, like a little bit younger. I'm gonna be 40 soon. So
Well, why not now?
child, the people I grew up with, they got some I got problems, but they got some but they got some problems and I don't need those problems in my life. I'm trying to work out my own shit now.
Did you grow up in the hood, Seven?
I did.
So those are the kind of problems you're talking about. People still stuck with the hood mentality.
Yes. And doing hood nigga shit.
Oh, the ratchets.
Yeah, and I'm trying to lead that, and I ain't, and I ain't trying to be doing hood nigga shit at 40.
I feel
I
you.
know that's right.
For the same exact reasons, I thought I would never date anybody that I grew up with. Um, but I don't know about y'all, but this person kind of slipped through the cracks. you know what I mean? Like this is somebody who I know and I remember and all of those things, but it's like he was quiet in high school, you know, like we were a few grade differences. You know, we were a few classes from each other graduating, a couple classes from each other graduating. Um, but yeah, it was yeah. Long story short, I ended up transitioning, and clearly I did. And yeah, apparently he had a crush on me. I had no clue. He didn't even know that I dated other trans people. He didn't think that I would be attracted to him. And here we are.
Baby,
Well,
tell him he got to stop thinking.
right. Just go just go with the flow, baby.
Okay.
Okay, honey. Keep it a moving, honey. Baby, y'all ain't no help to the good sis tonight. I'm trying to get somebody to give me some tips, some pointers.
We
One
can
I
still
am.
give you tips and pointers, baby, just because we ain't had sex. That's the crazy part.
I don't know.
Brother.
My tip and pointer is go with the flow. Hey Dante, thank you, baby.
Hey,
My
Dante.
it's just look, go with the flow. Just go with the flow. If it feel right, just just go with it. You only live once. Shit.
I know, right? Dante from a small town. Dante, can you
Yeah,
come?
Nutbush, Mississippi.
Y'all, y'all ain't gonna talk about my friend's hometown, honey.
That's my boo. Dante's my boo, but you know.
Talking about Nutbush, Mississippi.
Mississippi. Is that where Tina Turner got that lyric from? Is
I
that a
think
real?
so. I don't really think
Uh,
Dante from Nutbush. Look, Dante, you're not from no Nutbush, Mississippi, are you? Not the face.
and
Not
it
the
ain't even
face.
Nutbush, Mississippi. Nutbush is Memphis, baby.
Not the face coming in. Why you making that face, Dante? You know I love you. Yo, what's up, Rico? Not the crew.
What's up?
Dante,
Hi, Rico.
Yes, love.
are you from a small town?
Natchez, Mississippi. Born and raised.
Have you ever dated
Basically Nutbush.
a small town?
Huh?
Have you ever dated anybody from there? Anybody that you grew up with?
When you say date, what do you mean? Like a relationship?
Like with at least with the intentions for one.
I tried.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I tried. It just never, like, coming from a small town, family names and all that shit and people worried about it and all that, it just never works out.
That is it, honey. That is it. That's the reference. See, y'all big city kids don't understand. When you from a small town, honey, your name for people think they know you before you pop up.
Yep.
Oh, so you're
You
from a small
know,
town too, Bree?
you
Yes,
know 'em before you know anybody else.
Cambridge, Maryland, honey. Hey,
Hey, boo.
hi, Noah got followers, honey. Noah could go live if you wanted.
It just be like that though. I mean, I tried to date like two dudes, but I got to the point I said, "All right, fuck it, I'm leaving." But the crazy
Oh,
part is when you leave, that's when everybody like, man, I wish I would have known when you were here, and y'all knew what was up. Don't wait till I leave.
baby,
DM and me.
they ain't had no choice but to know with me, honey. I was running around school with my rainbow flag, bitch.
I'm saying you DMing me. You got a wife. You got kids. What you DMing me for
Wait a
now?
minute. Wait a minute.
Small, those are how the small town queers are, honey. I'm telling you. If you a queer who come out in a small town, you a special girl. A lot of those children who y'all met in the big cities who are from small towns, they still not out in they small town, bitch. You wondering why they Instagram private. And that's so that they family don't see it, motherfucker.
Exactly. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything private. So the family, the church, all that don't never find out. What they do in the
Uh,
city, stay in the city. Think about it. You never go home to visit with them. They family never coming to visit you, but they always go see your family.
Baby, don't they be right there, honey? They get a plate before you do on Thanksgiving, bitch.
Child, baby, my problem was some of the people I grew up with is crackheads. That was just that was all I was trying to say, that they crackheads. Like,
Honey, well, honey, from a small town, honey, that there will be people who grew up with the same crack kids you grew up with and still decided to smoke crack after 2005, bitch.
Hey man,
what's up,
what's up?
Neo? So,
What's up, Neil?
So,
I
Don,
got a homeboy right now, and we grew up together. Grew up together. First time messing around was with each other. Till this day, till this day, he be DMing me. But son, you always got a girlfriend. You talking about you want to get married and have kids, bro? Ain't nothing I can do with you. Nothing I can do with you, dog. Cause I ain't going back in the closet for nobody.
well,
I
say that,
Then on top of that you a pastor.
Oh,
Who?
the
baby,
story.
baby, leave that man, baby. That man is
leave that man right out the pasture. You say he was a pastor, right? He was
Mm,
in there with the sheep, right? Leave that
Always
man
in there
out
screaming
there.
hallelujah.
Bad. Leave that man out
All up and down Instagram, praise the Lord, and we having this service and that service. Every time I see him, I just do that. Then the funny part, he live in the city where I'm at. Then told me come join the church and join the choir, cause I used to be in the choir when I was growing up.
this is
I'm
too
like, bro,
much,
this ain't middle school no more. This ain't middle school no more.
honey. He got
baby.
all that choir, honey.
Let me tell
okay.
you
All
something. Every
that
girlfriend,
choir,
every
choir.
first girlfriend I had came from church. And all the first ones, all the like first, second, third girlfriend, they all came from church, baby.
The
Mm-mm.
lesbians be in church. They, they be in church clutching church, bitch. You,
I
Right.
know I ain't got time. You don't know you want to be a top. You don't know you want to be a bottom or you want to be verse. I mean, personally, you bottoming works for me, but at the same time, I'm not finna
I'm
be
gonna tell
jumping
you.
through hoops here, there, and everywhere trying to figure out what you want to do, bro.
I'm gonna tell you a secret with that. song. It really depends on what's going on with the bed in the bedroom with him and his wife. If he's playing her, then he's likely going to be more in the mood for bottom because of popping that song. But
Oh, he always wants some dick. He always wants some dick.
oh,
Always.
Where
oh,
are my pearls? Where?
ah,
Right.
baby, honey, don't
He been
talk
wanting
my.
that. He been wanting that since middle school.
Y'all gonna have me pulling Bruce out of my bag, honey. When I get off this live, honey.
I gave it to him when we was in middle school. Shit, I gave it to him in high school. I even gave it to you in college. Homie, we grown now. Like, miss me with all that.
Well, he said, "Well, give it to me while we grown." That's what he
I
said. Give
can't
it
do
to
it.
me while we grown.
He said, give it to me and think about how I was hitting them notes when you in the choir.
Nah, I got a whole relationship I'm trying to keep together. I ain't got time for that shit.
I,
Well,
I do have a few questions though. Um, with the because one we're talking about is the pastor. With the pastor, y'all started messing when y'all were young. How did it even initiate?
We was best friends. We literally grew up best friend, Boy Scouts and everything together.
not the Boy Scouts. That's
All
the
that.
right there. The Boy Scouts.
It all.
Nah, and then it honestly ended up happening um when basically I somewhat got outed by somebody that I was dealing with in junior high. I got kind of outed. So next
Pause,
thing I knew,
pause,
he
Don,
came by the crib. Huh?
pause. How in the world did you get outed? What happened?
Oh, that's a whole
Baby,
shebang
she
right
want all
there.
the tea. All
I'm
of the
open
tea.
All
book.
of the tea.
So at this time, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't gonna even front. I was working in Mickey D's at the time. All right, you're a teenager. You just making a little extra bread, put in your pocket. All
Baby,
right, lit cat that I used to work with.
I'm not judging a
You know what I'm
grown
saying?
honey. That's
We used
that's
to,
niggas trying to be on the
you
block.
know, the little jokes will be coming out and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But you never read too much into it. So it just so happened. I mean, fuck, the truth is the truth. Ain't no that chain the devil. One day, I was coming in. He was getting ready to leave. So he was stocking up, the cooler and all that for me for my shift. Well, just so happened at this time, I ended up having to go in the cooler to get something while he was in there. So, yeah. So, next thing I know, yo, you push
It,
me up against a wall, you go down like what you doing, and you just like, I'm like, oh,
baby, it got cool in
oh,
the cooler. Shit.
oh. Alright. So, in the
He,
midst of this happening, in the midst of this happening, the manager walked in the cooler,
Ooh,
like right at the end, like soon as I didn't,
Wait, y'all was next to
like
burgers doing that? Was y'all
you
next to
you
the burgers?
babysitting. No, we was next to like the pickles and the like mayo. So like you got a mouthful of kids right now. You babysitting. You a whole daycare out here. Man, manager walk in. Oh my God! Turn around and run out.
and he had a mouthful.
So
Say something.
so we walk out. Yo, manager was like, "Look, I'm gonna need y'all to go and clock out and go on here to the crib, right?" So now this the summer. This the summer when all this happens. Get to school for the school year. I the rumor going around the school, of course. Me, I'm denying everything. Denying everything. I'm like, man, y'all tripping. Like that ain't pop off like that. Y'all got me fucked up out here. What y'all mean? Like I'm a home out here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing that shit. Like what you mean? This
Wait, that,
this MFer, because he was in the band. So they was like ripping him the whole time during class. So next thing you know, instead of just keeping his mouth shut, what's up, Wolf? This fool just got up in the class. Yeah, it's true. So what? I'm like,
so that's
no,
how he outed you because
yes,
no.
sis.
You supposed to say no.
Yes, sis.
Deny, deny, deny. And you didn't say he just told the truth.
but does no one else find it ironic that you finished next to the pickles and the mayo? Nobody
It's
nobody else
ironic when you
finds that
think about it,
ironic.
right?
Baby, I find it ironic that Dante finished in his mouth and then out Dante with his mouth.
Right.
Right. And then what killed it was like so. This was like on a Tuesday when all this happened, Tuesday or Wednesday. And the only reason I remember is because that Saturday, no, that Friday night, I was sitting up because I'm like, I ain't got school the next morning, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm looking at TV. Like 2, 3 in the morning. Like, what the fuck?
Well, he brazen.
What the fuck? Go to the door. Luckily, my mom's was knocked out. And I was right by the front door.
He
Open
said,
the door. It's the baby mama who I didn't know nothing about. Hold
Wait a
up.
minute, he
It's the
had a baby
baby
mama?
mama. It's the baby mama I ain't even know nothing about. Her best friend and the baby.
"Oh
He
Lord,
had a lot going on.
oh, I
But
don't
here
know."
go the killer. But here go the killer. I never knew that him and her was had any kind of dealings, right? She worked at McDonald's with us.
Was she
Oh Lord, she was.
I have a follow up.
I
Was
think.
she on shift that day? Was she on shift that day that he was back
She
there
was
with the
working
pickles
the
and the mayo?
closing shift. So she was supposed to come in after us.
Oh,
Oh, and she had to clean the kids up off the floor.
Right.
Ain't
She said,
nobody
"Hey,
tell
look
ain't
here."
nobody ain't nobody tell her. She didn't know at that time. She found out, we went back to school. So look, she's standing outside. She got the baby in her arms and all that. And I just need to know because this his baby. I'm like, look, you got to talk to him. I don't even know you. Like, me and you ain't even really dealt with each other. I don't know you like that. So what you want me to do?
She said, "I'm coming to you as a woman."
Right.
I'm sending you as a man to your man. Like,
Right.
Barbara, this is Shirley.
Right.
Baby, she came with the best friend. That made me think she wanted to fight. But
She
then
was
she came
like,
with
she
hold
the
the
didn't
best.
want to do
baby.
that.
That made me think she wanted sympathy. I don't think she knew what she wanted to do.
No, she
She
wanted to
didn't.
fight. She said, hold the baby. Because she ain't had a
I ain't
babysitter.
know.
She said, hold the
I
baby.
ain't know what was going on because truth be told, I
What?
didn't know that he had no kids or nothing.
Child, that is,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
So is that so? That's one of the people that you mess with growing up, right?
That's the pastor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
Maybe.
But
So
Hey, how
that led into my best friend asking me questions.
Woo!
And along with the questions
Came some
came
answers. Some answers.
some actions.
You got questions, I got answers.
okay,
Right,
okay,
right.
baby. So how in the world did so he came to you and asked you and you outed yourself, I'm assuming, to him.
I mean, at that point, it was already out. I mean, I couldn't put it back in the can at that point. Dude already confirmed it in school. What am I supposed to do?
Plausible
Like,
deniability. You could have been like, that
man,
motherfucker's lying.
that shit was over. That shit was over, dog. That shit was over, dog. Plausible deniability might have worked, except for we didn't know they had cameras in the cooler. So
Who was
And I'm
looking at?
telling you.
What did y'all do with them pickles and that mayo?
we wasn't on it. Yeah, so being from a small country town, that became a whole scandal. Um, Luckily, I just went on and got through. I just went on and got through what I need to get through and got the hell out of Dodge.
Baby. As you should. Now let me stop. Let me stop.
No, I mean that ain't why. That's not why I left. I mean, I left because ain't nothing in Natchez. I mean, career wise, trying to live a life that's not there, no money. But I mean, yeah, that was a crazy summer and a crazy school year. Definitely crazy. And then it came down to like all of the chicks in the school hated me because I ain't gonna lie, he was the quote unquote popular one, on the basketball team, on the football team. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
how they be
He was the
forgetting
pretty
that
boy.
our people have that magic. Our people have that sparkle. And usually the most popular nigga and the most popular bitch in the school is gay.
That was me, baby. I had all the bitches and ain't had no bitches because I wasn't out yet.
I mean, I wasn't even sure. I'm like, yo, bro, it is what it is. It's done. It's said. So, and like now, like he found me on IG and he like, you should come and join the choir and all that. Nigga, I'm not coming to join no choir.
Okay.
What you mean? One, I don't even do organized religion. Number two, you ain't trying to get me in there to sing hymns. You trying to sing some hymns.
He
And
trying
my mic.
some hers, some theys, some them, bitch.
Come on and
I
speak
ain't got
into the
time.
microphone. Talking to
I ain't
the
got time. Now,
microphone.
if he was the type of individual that if he was the type of individual that was discreet but not still trying to dibble and dabble on both sides of the fence, trying to live a secret life, I could have possibly gave it an opportunity. But the fact that I know who you are and what you about,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way in the fuck because let trust and believe. I'm not gonna be the one in the background while you getting married, be the best man at your wedding,
That shit
be
get so
there for
messy.
all the holidays and all. No, because see in the country that's how they do it. You know what I'm saying?
Child, I did
The
that in
one
the
you
city.
the one
I
you
was
messing
I was
with
sleeping with
will
a
be the
girl
one
and
be
her
the best
boyfriend.
man and the best friend and be there for all the birthdays and holidays and all that.
Child, I did that. I was sleeping with this girl and was friends with her boyfriend. That's some shit, ain't it? That's just messed up.
Y'all cruddy.
I ain't got
I have
time, man.
evolved since then. I've
Y'all
evolved.
you wanna know what would happen with me though? My best friend in high school. She was a little thotty, you know. She was sharing the puff. And me, I was the virgin friend, but I was the low key virgin friend. I was like the virgin nobody believed was a virgin.
Be
But
like that.
but you know how it go. Y'all know how it is. The trades, the DLs, that they would be in the side pocket. Honey, they would be buying me clothes and taking me shopping with them and all that kind of stuff. And when people ask, oh, that's my people. Oh, that's yeah. Stop. And so me, I go along with it. Yeah, sure. But I had this one homegirl. She wasn't dumb. She wasn't dumb. I don't know if she had seen something in my phone. I don't know if she had caught a conversation. I don't know. Maybe she just knew, right?
Mm-hmm.
little piece of boy that showed me any type of attention to staying at. And that was one of the reasons why I never dealt with anybody in my hometown. It was another boy who wanted me to be his first, but at that time I was already like 20 and he was like 7.
Mm.
And I was like, and you know, me being me, the morality police, mind you, I call everybody out they fucking name. But the morality police, I couldn't do it. I was like, all right, when you turn 18, honey, I guess everybody in the small town must have had the same motherfucking idea, bitch. Cause I came like 2 months after the nigga turned 18, bitch. They was like, I already fucked everybody, bitch.
Wow.
Male, female.
I cannot.
There's a question in the comments.
He was like,
I
make
was
my
trying
way
to read it.
downtown.
Jasmine said, why doesn't the younger generation in the LGBTQIA plus community respect or disown the
You
elders?
mean, why don't they respect, or why do they disown the
Yeah, I'm not
elders?
really sure
Yeah.
if I understand because it's too, like, I'm not being shady, but that's like too,
I
like,
want to understand the premise of the question before I give a response.
Harry, what's up, baby?
What's up,
Sister.
Harry?
What's going
Hello. Beret. Hi, honey.
on? Hey, my
How you
love.
doing, beautiful?
I got a question
Hello.
for you. Harry. I'm a been discussing.
I
You
mean,
know
I'm
that
gonna be honest. As far as the younger generation, I'm gonna be honest, to a degree. Oh, they don't respect us, and most times disown us.
Oh, and most times it's,
Um,
okay, got
to be honest, Jasmine, I
it.
can't answer that because uh, I don't want to say a lot of things about the younger generation. So maybe somebody else got some insight on that shit.
I'll give my insight real quick. Anybody else can follow up. I think the issue is even bigger than the LGBTQIA community. I think the issue is our society as a whole in the United States, individualistic society. We're taught to be independent, and in our society, independence looks like being alone. Honestly, having your living alone, having your own car, paying all of your own bills. It's a detachment from everyone around. In our society, we're taught that that's a good thing to detach ourselves. And with that detachment being normalized in our society as Americans, the younger generation is extremely disconnected from the older generation. To be honest, I got the formula for making a viral video. All I have to do is Google, like ballroom history. My generation knows that history. The younger generation doesn't.
Right.
You know, and that's just we're gonna do a social experiment with it. Anybody in this live, y'all can check it out. I'll leave it as a hook on the video, but I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a bridging the gap video and watch it do numbers. We're our generation are uh, we had the
It
idea
does.
that
Oh
once
shit.
you're over 30, you're old.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's extremely unrealistic. For you to have 10 years to be an adult before being old, come on now.
I mean, for
That
me, it seems like the younger generation, like I don't know. I don't know. Like, respect for elders is a thing that is pretty much gone now, first and foremost. But it does seem to me that, back, let's say 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, the community was so much more close knit to me, from my perspective. At least it seemed that way, because it just seemed as if those in the community, they had to support each other, they had to be there for each other, they had to do like rent parties, they had to do, when people say, you had your chosen families and everything like that. It just seems more so now that it's like you said, it's individualism, it's all about me, it's all about mine, and like fuck everybody else.
hold on, we got to find out what's the tea. Where is the kiki? What am I missing?
Harry fucking with me about the
Harry,
cooking. Harry. It's just I'm not gonna feed into the negativity today.
No, she's called Uber Eats. You cooking something, and it sounds like it's frying
Cooking, baby.
in the grease. It sounds like it's being
I'm
deep
just
fried.
I'm grilling some pork chops because I did some dirty rice. So I just wanted those to go along with it.
So I say, so I always say this. I say this all the time. In regards to the chasm between generations of queerness. One, because we are missing a whole generation due to the epidemic of AIDS, HIV and AIDS. So like we're missing a whole generation of queer people, um, due to that. Especially
Age we got.
brown and black queer people. Um, Also, I think the ones that survived, some of them play into the respectability politics of what it means to be queer. They play into the, well, we do this way, and this is how you should be, and all of those things. Just like older black people, they play into the respectability politics of, generally being, an upstanding type of person. So I think when, younger generations come along, they're like, nah, fuck that girl. Like, yeah, that might be how y'all do it, but like, this is why we're still in this spot. Um, and then I also think that there's a chasm because a lot of older queer people don't respect, especially cis people, don't respect the queerness of the younger generation. So they disregard, non-binary people. They disregard, the they them pronouns. They disregard a lot of things that are changing within our community. I had a whole like two-part situation on my page because somebody was like, "Oh, this new," because somebody decided to challenge my, the fact that I identify as androsexual. This what? Okay, we can do this now. So
It would be ill
so
advised, but
right, but but we can go there, and I feel like it's because people feel like it's something new, and it's not new. It's just we have vocabulary, we have access, and
And
we have
exposure.
right, and so because of that, I feel like people either feel like they're being left behind, or they feel attacked, or whatever the case may be, and it's not that. It's just like things change, just like anything changes, just like society changes in general. Things change, and so if you're choosing and you're making the willful decision, especially as a BIPOC queer person, if you're making the willful decision to be anti anything, it's kind of like, girl, okay, well, fuck you and your old
right.
ass. And,
No,
and you can say, exactly where you at. Now a, I do think there is a disregard for elders in general. But I feel like that disregard comes because one, because once again we're missing a large part of our community. And then I also think it becomes because nobody knows that history. Nobody is aware of the history that is there, and the rich history, especially once again in the BIPOC queer community. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Also because older people think they are owed respect. Um, but that's older people in general. Once again, old people think they just supposed to get it, and baby, that's not either. Because I always say, if I don't talk to Harold and Patrice, which are my mother and father, I call them by their first name. If I don't hear to talk to Harold and Patrice, what makes you think I'm going to talk to you? It it don't. It's not playing. Um.
You said it, bitch. All I can do is just come on here and do a little chat,
right,
chat.
and nothing more needs to be said. Meeting adjourned.
Look,
I'm just saying. But I
I
feel
kind of
like,
want
but
to
I do.
piggyback off that. I apologize.
Oh no,
Um,
you're fine. Go ahead.
I kind of want to piggyback off that. I think a lot of the big disconnect is the history. A lot of the youth doesn't even know what Stonewall is. They don't know where we came from. They don't know who Marsha Payne O'Mine Johnson is. They don't know. the fights and the blood and the sweat and the tears and the lives that went into the rights that they have. Like, I'm only 35, but I remember getting beaten, hospitalized. I was stabbed just for being who I was and not being afraid to be who I was. And I'm
Yep, too.
a white person. Like, I had a lot more privilege. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Like, I have a lot more privilege. I was a little lesbian back then. Now I'm a trans man. It's a little different. But those things were happening to me. I can't imagine what I wasn't seeing that was happening to the rest of the community, especially the
A
BIPOC community.
lot.
A lot.
So, so Jasmine, I want to acknowledge what you're saying because I feel like as black people, I was raised to respect my elders' right, too, as well, and most people were. But I think the problem is where people think you're just supposed to respect them because they're old.
Yeah.
It's not because not because they've earned your respect. It's not because that it's simply just off GP because I'm old. I'm supposed to give you no fuck you, girl, because you
I mean,
like it's Joe
I mean,
Schmo off the
Absolutely.
street. It does
'cause
not mean yeah, that people are entitled. They have an entitlement to respect. They've done nothing to get respect. They've done nothing to earn that respect. It's just because you're fucking old. And babe, that's not how that fucking works. Not for nobody.
and I
Um,
and I don't know if it's just me or do it seem like a lot of the people with the worst personality end up being the oldest motherfucker.
Right. Mean and surly ain't going
Because evil
nowhere.
don't die. Evil don't die, baby. It just keep on going.
They ain't going nowhere.
I just feel like
that means I'm gonna be alive for the rest of my life. Huh, go ahead.
for
Not,
me, I
not
feel like
technically.
Eternity.
there's a lot that the younger generation can learn from the older generation if
Absolutely.
they gave the older generation a chance to talk to them.
Mm.
But a lot of the separation that the older generation does, and me when I first started really dealing with the community at all, um I was what they call taught, like by gentlemen who were way older than me. They were in their 50s and 60s and so on and so forth. So yeah, they were like, you still, you want to conduct yourself with respect regardless of what you're doing. They will be like, make sure you're getting your money, make sure you got a good job, make sure that you setting up a retirement plan, make sure you're doing what you need to do. It ain't all about labels, it ain't all about the club, it ain't all about partying, it ain't all about sex. You got to make sure you handling your business and to protect yourself. But a lot of the younger generation, they don't want to hear shit from nobody. So then the older generation, some of them, not all, but some, are like, well, you know what? Fuck it. Bump your head and find out the hard way because I can't teach you. You can't teach people who don't want
I,
to learn.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this too because I feel like you can say that for the reverse, right? You can say that for the older generation too, because just because you're older doesn't mean that you can't learn something from someone who's younger than you. Everyone
But
can
some
learn
of them
something at
try.
everyone can learn something at some point. For instance, my grandmother she just turned 76 years old, right? And I am very grateful that we have come a long way, baby. When I say a long way, we've come a long way. And I'm very grateful that she's still trying to learn, but there's some things that she's kind of stuck in her ways about. For like when it pertains to the LGBTQ community, right? So just because she sees something a certain way, she doesn't necessarily feel like she has to acknowledge what someone feels that they are or how they identify. Because we were watching something and we were taught, I think it was like Nailed It, and I think Frida was on or something, and she's like, well, why is he and blah, and I was like, I do believe that Frida identifies as she. I could be wrong, right? And my grandmother was like, well, if he and emphasized it, and I was like, stop doing that. You can't do that
Right.
because
It's definitely the emphasis on certain things too. Like
right,
it's like you're going out of your like I said, you're going out of your way to be like willfully like be a jackass. And it's like
right. And like I said, she
um
has learned a lot, right? Because she's older. She didn't grow up with this, so she has learned a lot. But there are still some things about me that I haven't felt comfortable to disclose yet. Like I'm on a trans spectrum, and I don't feel like she's ready for that conversation. So
So,
I haven't said anything to her.
so Jasmine, once again, so like I feel like because I feel like we're focused on like the queer community, but like children in general rebel against adult authority, right? Because
And I
they're coming into their own. What you said, Bree?
because I'd actually had that thought while I was listening to y'all speak. I think children in general tend to rebel. They tend to want to go against everything the elders say, especially at a certain period in adolescence, right? That's just human behavior. That's how we're set up psychologically, right?
But teenagers in general ain't being unalive because they went to hook up with somebody either.
But hold
Right, but
on,
we're but
I ain't
I
finished.
think there's a
I ain't finished my point, right? I think that for Dante, I'm sorry. I think that
No,
for
you good. Go ahead, baby.
out and seven, we're the older ones here, right? And
Yeah.
we've got to see how, and Wolf, we've got to see how y'all generation and the generation under y'all, how y'all are growing at an accelerated rate.
Right.
Like, like the education is there. The education a lot of times is coming before the ability to truly comprehend it and process it. You know, and then you got motherfuckers like all of us on this panel who get on here and we talk our shit and we live in our queerness so religiously. You know what I mean? And so naturally that the younger kids can't help but be inspired by us. They're inspired by us, Jasmine, but at the same time, they trying to make their own lane. They don't want to be us, and everybody can remember back to when they were young and they were coming up, and it was like we don't want to be like the older queers,
no,
or
we
even
also remember
or
you said they were raised by their trans mothers. AK, the key word being raised. So if someone has raised you, has taken care of you, has done, the things for you, of course you're going to have respect for that person. But a lot of queer children do not, one, they do not have house mothers. Let, we have to understand the breakdown of the ballroom community, but that's a whole other conversation. But but we also have to understand that a lot of queer kids come with a lot of trauma, and they've come with a lot of trauma of being told who they are and what they're going to be or what they're not going to do. So when you're a queer, whatever authority you were, whether you be queer, whether you be cis, whatever, it was kind of like, girl, I'm just trying to do me. I'm just trying to
Right.
come in and do what the fuck I want to do. And y'all give me all these labels and bullshit, and I'm just trying to live life. And I think that's what happens, especially with the trauma, especially if you're black and gay, black and queer. It's like, Miss Mama, I don't know if the light's gonna be on. I don't know if I'm gonna eat. But what I do know is whatever I'm doing in this moment right here, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. So fuck you. And so while that may not be the best approach, when you don't have the tools and the access to said tools, you kind of lash out and do whatever the fuck. I know for me, I had a house mother, but my house mother had it was times where my house mother had to. Nah, bitch, you doing a bitch much, daughter. Daughter, you getting beside yourself. And so she had to reel me in, and because I had a respect for her, um, I figured out that I had to reel it in, but everybody don't have that, and everybody don't have the tools, and everybody don't know how to communicate. And some of the girls is out here in packs of three or more, and they all the same age, and it's just like,
Trying to figure it out.
and
right.
to be fair, um, our generation we don't know. Well, I can only speak for myself. Um, but for me, I was raised by my trans mother and my trans aunties, and I still don't know it all. I still ain't got it all. I'm still learning from the older generation, but I also think that compared to a lot of my sisters, I'm very open minded. Um, but yeah, like for example, like there's things that I'm still learning. I'm right now at my big age learning financial stability for the first time in my life. Like, yes, I've had all these wonderful women in my life, but for example, my trans mother ended up losing her mind like 7 years, 6, 7 years into my transition. And then my closest auntie ended up dying. You know what I mean? So right after that happened, during that period, I was homeless. I didn't have nobody else, and I didn't want to go back to the Eastern Shore, small town with the cis straight folk. Because, honey, that was like being buried alive in my mind. So, I just say all that just to say that we have to keep an open mind and we have to listen to the kids too. Because I know a lot of people look up to me and think I'm so fucking smart, but bitch, a lot of this shit that I learn, I'm learning from the kids.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say that
Cause
a
I'm
lot of things that I've learned have come from these kind of panels and these kind of conversations, and it'll make me think like, damn, I got some work to do because that offended my sensibilities, and why?
No,
Let me
because they
let
done
me
taught
check.
me so fucking much. Like, no,
But
because I mean,
you have
first
to
of
be
all, I wasn't
open
never
to it.
in the
You have to be
community
open.
like that. So it
It's
like
real.
meeting Harry, meeting Midas, meeting Daniel, meeting Derek, meeting Jake, meeting these individuals. I mean, I've learned shit I didn't like being. I ain't know nothing about a trans community. I didn't know shit about it. I didn't. So getting on TikTok, and you like watching your videos, I learned. Fuck, I ain't know about no ballroom culture. I ain't never been no ball in my damn life. I learned things that I've never experienced. You know what I'm saying? And even though
You
I
love the
tend to go back and
function.
forth with them, it is what the fuck it is. I am who I am, and I like to tussle.
I see. See you at
I
the function.
still
Yeah.
in between all that, I still learn from them though. You get what I'm saying? Like I learn things that I never learned. Um, you know, and I they get on my nerves, but I love them
I
in
want
my
to hear
own
what
good
Midas
way.
got quiet, honey.
Baby Midas is
Baby,
always
I've
quiet.
been trying to talk.
Oh,
We
you
got some
have?
strong voices on here. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? I just voiced up
My
on here
sister,
talking.
Hey,
y'all know my sister. She's soft spoken. She go get in where she fit in.
But no, I think everybody said something really great. Another thing, just another point I wanted to add on to what people were saying when it comes to the younger generation is that I think that the younger generation knows who they are a lot younger now, like even younger than what we were. And like, so I'm 27, and I know that like in high school, I was, hey, how you doing, boo? And that was like a big thing. People was like, wow, like you're in high school and you're openly gay and you know it. And like my mom know I had a boyfriend and stuff like that. Like it was cool. But like now the kids are coming out even younger, and what I think that causes is them to learn how to fight a lot younger. And so when you are used to the time when you were 10 years old, walking in your truth and knowing who you are, and getting to hear all of these awful things about who you are, and you learning how to fight through that, by the time you are an adult, when somebody's in your face, like, oh, you some young bitch, you don't know nothing, you ain't never been through nothing. You need to
You
show
don't
me
know
some
what
respect.
love is.
Yeah, okay. You need to show me respect because you haven't been through what I've been through. And the whole time this baby has been fighting, they're a majority of their life. And so it creates this disconnect because it's like, baby, you don't know where I come from. Just because you 30, 40, 50, whatever the case may be, does not mean that your experience trumps mine. And I think that like so it creates this kind of like, no, I'm not gonna come in here and respect you. You need to respect me. Like,
And
what
it,
is that? It goes back to that respect is given type of deal because we both have been through trauma. We both have been through the hard times.
Right,
Why do I need to come to you and respect you and you not even trying to get to know me and get to see my struggles and where I've been and
right,
all of this I have. I'm not talking to my mama either. I've been homeless since I was 10 years old, but you're not trying to hear that.
right,
I think people, especially for the babies, people are triggered by children that are very young, especially single digit ages, that are coming out and saying this is my attraction. But but we fail to realize that kids have been socialized to understand attraction and sexuality from a very young age, like
of
from a
generations.
very young age. I mean, media in general. There's always a romantic storyline in children's media.
Yes,
So
thank
children
you.
understand sexuality from a very young age. Well, not necessarily sexuality, but understand attraction
Right.
from a very young
Right.
age. So, um, so people are so bothered by that and feel, and people make these assumptions about, oh, would you expect? I hate the was you touched conversation. It burn, it boils my blood, it sends me into a tizzy. It really irritates me. Um, because what?
That part. No, because especially in the black community, that is what's shoved down our throats. If someone is queer, LGBTQI plus, whatever you want to call it, the first thing they tell the children, if your uncle or if your brother or your cousin or your aunt, if they touch you, let me, like, you're taught to fear someone that is queer. You're taught to be afraid of them. You're taught they're a
Mhm.
predator. You're taught that they are going to be coming after you and trying to touch you when you're young. So that's a fear that we instill inside of kids so quick in our community. But we ignore the fact of those that are so called heterosexual, but still coming out here and touching the underage children. We still got them everywhere at the family functions and everything. And we don't know, keep it in the house. Don't nobody talk about it.
I was just about to say that, but yeah, we say these things, but then we protect Uncle whoever who's the one
Right.
touching
Or
these kids.
auntie. Or
In
Yeah.
case
auntie.
you got something to say, like I don't,
Yeah.
right,
Right.
or
It can be
auntie,
aunties.
I don't
Right.
really,
You right.
but
Telling the kids to change
I
their
I, def-
clothes.
I definitely agree because
Oh, that's wild.
I can remember being attracted to little girls when I was like 5 or 6, and my family was, my grandmother is a pastor, my family's super religious. We were in church like 5 times a week, and I remember going home so excited, like because I was in like kindergarten, first grade, like oh shit, I got a girlfriend, bitch, and I went home and I told my grandmother, we were having a conversation. She's like, "How was your day?" And I'm like, "Oh, I like somebody," and she was like, "Who?" And I was like, "Whatever the girl's name was." And she was like, "No, you don't." And I was like, "Yes, I
Yes,
do."
I do.
she was like, she was like, "You do not. You can't do that. Girls don't like other girls." And I just remember feeling like this immense shame. Like I ain't never telling her shit else. If I
And if
if
we
I and I did
and
not
if
come
we
out.
ever talk about, my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry, because
I didn't
I'm
come
looking
out
at
until I was
I'm
like
looking at Sunflower's
24.
comment.
But
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
press Avery's comment first. Avery said that they want to be a part of a house so bad. Avery, my advice for that is to go to balls. Go to balls, get to know the houses for yourself. Don't judge them based on what you see on clips. Don't judge them based on what you hear. Go meet the people, get to know the people, and I would suggest going to a house where you feel comfortable, where your friends are that you naturally gravitate to. Don't go to a house to try and make a name. Don't go to a house because
Mm-mm,
they're fast. Go to the house
mm-mm.
where you fit, because you may end up being the person who makes that house fab. You may end up being the
Yeah,
person who revitalizes that house. But even if you don't, at the end of the day, you're going to have your family.
yeah. Don't go to a house trying to get a trophy. Don't go to a house that's getting all the trophies. It's not, girl, because all y'all gonna be doing is practicing all the time. It ain't even gonna be fun. Um, Mm-mm. It ain't even gonna be fun because I know girls from houses that was always winning trophies, that was always getting grand prize, but their house mothers was always on their ass. They couldn't do nothing. They was always, girl. They was duck walking till they couldn't duck walk no more. Um, so
And if you're a girl that walk in the aesthetic category, on all types of diets, they be taking you to the fucking surgeons and all that kind of shit. A lot of these girls be out
Uh,
looking crazy because they actually convinced by their house parents to go for a particular look.
okay, at the time before I found my femininity for real. I was doing Bush Queen with a twist, baby. It was giving. I was giving. I was giving the girls. I was giving the girls. Yes, yeah. I miss ballroom so much. But yeah,
Side because we was having a real good conversation, but it made me think of something. I have a few memories that are like burned deep in my head, and Three of those memories popped up in my head when y'all were talking. I've never been touched. Of course, I made that video. I was never touched as a child, but I have ended up being assaulted once I transitioned. It's like as soon as they saw a woman, they saw somebody to take advantage of. But anyway, um, first memory that I think of that I thought of when y'all were talking was I remember riding in the car and one of my extremely close family members um had saw a girl who was masculine presenting. She had started presenting masculine when we were like in elementary school, you know, trendsetter. And but her mom was on drugs and had a lot of kids. She was always taking care of the kids. And this person, I'm just riding in the car with them. I couldn't have been in no more than sixth grade, maybe. And they were like, I wouldn't be letting her have my kids like that in reference to the girl being masculine presenting and assumed to be gay. Um, and then it's another memory where there was an older queen. Every small town has at least that one older queen, and they are a lot. But but this queen in particular was extremely feminine, androgynous presenting, but was extremely tough, like always in and out of jail, and known to beat people up and all of these things. And like my response, it must have showed on my face when the person had said that, like she wouldn't be babysitting my kids, and it must have showed on my face because clearly I've never passed for a straight boy, honey. It was never a thing. Um, and I guess they could see on my face that I was so disgusted by their comment. They tried to defend themselves, and they were like, "Well, would you like? Would you let such and such babysit you? Would you like such and such to babysit you?" Talking about the older queen, and so that automatically put a thing in my head that like, oh, queer people are predators.
Hmm.
Well, I have to do everything that I can to make sure that this label does not come on me, to make sure that everybody knows that I'm one of the safe ones, that I'm one of the good ones. And another memory that popped up in my head about children being sexualized at a young age. By fifth grade, everybody had boyfriends and girlfriends. All of my friends in fifth grade had been each other boyfriend, girlfriend. Honey, sixth grade, it was one of them. And it was around the same time period. Um, my grandmother had found a love letter that I had wrote to a boy. No shade, I was no shade, I was clocking him back then. He turned out to be trash.
Oh,
But honey, she found the note, and it became such a big dramatic nasty thing. Like ultimately, I never really came out to my family. It became a thing where the conversations were like forced because I had to tell them about pronouns or introduce them to a boyfriend or whatever. You know what I mean? But that stigmatized me right there. I mean, that traumatized me right there to never come out to my family because when my grandmother found this note, baby, like I knew what it felt like to be the bad kid. Before then, I was, the honor roll student and all of the things. So, honey, as soon as she found that note, baby, I thought that I was about to be shipped off and disowned. Now, of course, none of this was ever said, but I've always been empathic. I've always been sensitive, so I could feel it. Even the approach, like, what is this? Had I been cis, had I been assigned female at birth, and they found a note, it might not even have been nothing said.
Right.
but because
It would have been,
black,
oh, that's so
little,
cute.
little black
Mm-hmm.
girls, little black girls, they always like to call little black girls fast. So you might have been fast depending on your mama.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
yeah, you might have been.
Uh,
Yep.
I would have been fast, mind you. I was the last of all my friends to ever have sex, but I would have been fast.
but yeah, other than that, like mama, I don't know. My parents tried to be so shocked. I was just like, girl, where are you? Why are we shocked? Why are you gagging? Like what? Right, like girl,
Every
why are you gagging?
time.
Like what is the thing? Like y'all didn't see me. You can't can you see me?
Baby, I got family members who be shocked every time they see me. And I think it's just because, honestly, I think I'm one of those people that's just going to get better with age because I'm just going to get more comfortable in my skin. And every time they see me, they gag like, damn, you still puss.
And E.
Yes,
And I,
period. It's giving fresh tilapia. Okay. Uh,
yes,
My
big.
family was shocked. My family, it was like a big what the fuck, everybody. And I'm sitting here like, huh? Like you know,
you
they
gonna
don't
get
believe. Like
freshy.
to this day, I got family members right now who still don't believe it. Like I have family members right now that's like still trying to introduce me to women, still trying to set me up on dates, still trying to yeah, like it seems that they'll be happier if I'm bisexual than if I'm homosexual. Like if it's just the fact that they will be satisfied with the fact of if I come out and say, yeah, I still deal with women as well as men versus I just deal with men. And I just sit there and be like,
Because
what the
that's
fuck?
better. That's being better than gay. It's like a colorist. Being light skinned is being better than black.
Yeah.
Like,
Child, I
I mean,
tried
one
to
of
We
be
my
told you.
light-skinned
uncles,
so
We
my
told you
he
you
was
get
like,
ancestors
trade.
knew I
well, my
wasn't
uncle told me, what you the one who get it done to you, or you the one who you doing it? Like which one is it? I was like, I'm a top, bro. He was like, well, that's all right then. That's cool. I'm like, wait, so what's the difference? Either way, it's still another dude. You know what I'm saying? It don't make a difference either way. It's another
To them,
guy.
to you, it's not. To us, we of course it's all gay. But like the cis world, the I should say not the cis, the hetero world, girl, the
right.
girls be like, oh, are you the girl in the relationship, girl, bitch? Yes,
My,
I am the girl in the
my
relationship, actually.
in my first relationship, my grandmother asked me, was I the boy or the girl in the relationship? Clearly, but no. At the time I was at the time I was identifying as male. So I was like, what? We both the boy in a relationship. That's why it's a gay relationship, honey.
Child,
Child,
I
when
used to
they
always say,
ask me that, I'd be like both.
I used to, I used to say, I'd be like, girl, what does it look like I am? What you see this big ass man I'm with? Who you thought I was? Girl, I've always been the woman in this relationship, girl. What are we talking
Baby,
about?
I was always hesitant to tell my family that at the time I said I had before I knew pansexual, I said I had bisexual tendencies.
Yeah, come on, bisexual
And I was
tendencies.
so hesitant for my family in my hometown, because I wanted everybody to think that I was just super queer, and I wanted, the ignorant cis men to be uncomfortable around me, and I wanted that. So, but to be honest, after I came out as pansexual, after it was obvious that I prefer vagina over penis, honey, the people were like, "Oh, you cool? We can do you," and it's just disgusting.
Is it called when you're attracted
Come
to?
on, yes, we live for it. We live
I mean,
for
I
it.
don't even get it. Like here on TikTok, like majority of my following, and I'm thankful, but are women. Number
They
one.
straight, Dante. They
Then
straight.
you know what I'm saying? They straight women, but then majority of the male following that I have are straight males. So I sit there and I'm like,
We
wait,
hate
wait,
you,
wait,
Harry.
wait.
Queen.
I'm a proudly
What are you?
out dude. I say it all the time. And like straight dudes, they cool with me. Straight women, they cool with me. Majority of lesbians, cool with me.
I thought
Members
the
of the
same
trans
thing.
community, cool with me. But it is something about them homosexual
Look at
men.
Biden.
They just ain't, they don't rock with me. And I just be like, fuck it. It is what it is. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I ain't gonna,
We already
like, I'm
told
not
you
gonna
what it
beg
is.
nobody to, I ain't
We've
gonna
already
beg
told
nobody to
you
be
what
my
it is.
friend. You just say because I'm rude. If I'm
No,
rude,
I mean, no. So yes, you are rude. You're a jackass. But we also know, well, we've also explained this, and Danielle has explained this. You look like Massa.
I look
Like,
like the enemy. I look like the
yeah,
enemy. I look like a straight dude
So,
walking down the street. I get it.
so you think
But
straight
that?
as
even
J.
when you see me on social media, though, you know I'm openly gay. You know I support the LGBTQIA plus community. How the hell you don't know? I joke about sucking dick on my TikTok all day.
Okay,
It could be
okay.
people's
So,
internalized homophobia be real, honey. Look at Candace
but
Owens and Kanye West. Look at their internalized racism. That is trauma.
Right.
Honey, these people
But
are
that ain't
that
me.
trauma,
we
baby.
know it's so you know it's not you, but we don't know that. Look, I already told like when I first look, Dante, when I got my first impression of you,
I know I
I
was
always
Midas'
said
friends. I was
you was
Midas'
Midas'
friend.
friend. You was Midas' friend. Cause one, you're a dark skinned, masculine presenting, pretty much just trade adjacent, straight adjacent, as Midas loves to call you. Straight adjacent. Man, and your partner is also a light skinned person. I was like, I don't know. It's giving all the red flags. It's giving all the red flags.
Wait,
It's
what?
all the red flags.
Baby, I'm
Because he
about to
light
mute
skinned?
myself. Baby, I'm about to mute myself, baby. Oh, I ain't
Because
never seen no eye
not because
before.
he's light skinned, not because he's light skinned. It's because he's a Latin light skinned person. And you are a dark skinned black man. It was giving all of the exotics. Oh, I like exotic bitches. It was giving all of that. It was giving it was giving it was
Wow.
giving it was giving all of the red flags.
I was
And I was
waiting
just
for
like
this to happen.
and I was just like,
Damn.
I was like, I don't know. That's my friend. I mean, he cool or whatever. But yeah, no, I wasn't fucking with it. Like originally, I wasn't fucking with it. I was just like, he tell jokes or whatever. He say he
You
gay.
tell jokes or whatever.
But like, I'm not really fucking with the shit like that for real, girl. But now that I got to know you, you cool. Like you know, you people. You still a jackass, but like you people, so like it's cool. Uh,
Love you too.
It's given flower girl.
Shit.
I'm telling y'all, I'm a flower girl at the nuptials.
What are these
Like
nuptials you always
it's
talking
giving.
about?
you and Harry, baby.
Please,
Flower girls, flower girls at the
Oh God.
please,
You're
please.
not alone though.
Oh God. What's up, Sebastian?
This is something that we share. It's a lot of trans people, trans women, black trans women specifically, who don't like me for no reason. Um, and it's a lot of people who are starting to come around just because they're hearing me talk publicly. Because I came on this app with the multiracial um passing for other black boyfriend. You know what I mean? I know I had passable privilege. You know what I mean? Lot of people ain't here for that, honey. They feel like people like me and you don't see their struggle. And I can't speak for you, but I know for me, for a lot of girls who don't pass, I probably can't speak to that struggle. You know what I mean? That there's probably a lot of stuff that the girls go through that I haven't seen since I was a butch queen. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna fake with you. I was one of the overnight girls, as they call it. One day I was a boy, the next day I was a girl.
Yeah, and I know like a lot of experiences that
Period.
say like Harry has had
Period.
or Daniel has had or Jacob. I ain't go.
It was
There
giving
are things they
estrogen.
have
Yeah,
experienced. I'm not go experience because I can walk wherever I want to go, and unless I make it known, you not gonna know. Same with Xavier. You see him in like real life, you not gonna know unless we tell you or you see us interacting with each other in that way. Um, I try to respect it. I try to understand it, but it
start talking
does
and I'm like,
at certain points it come off from certain people like it's my fucking fault that I'm masculine. I'm like, bitch, you can't help that you feminine. I can't help that I'm fucking masculine. Don't 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 throw stones at me because of the way I am and who I am. Just like I don't throw them at you because at the end of the day, I will still bat the piss out you. Like disrespect is not gonna be taken from me on any. I don't care who it is. Joking is cool. Disrespect. I'm sorry. I grew up fighting. I'm like Miss Sophia. I've been fighting all my day. I'm a fight.
You stay wanting to fight. You keep giving Aquarius. Stop fighting.
You just told everybody we talk to ourselves. Be quiet.
That's not the same as fighting with
I
folks.
mean, but y'all do talk to yourself.
But I've had to fight all my damn life. Like it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I'm not backing down from nobody. And if you want to villainize me because I'm not feminine, well, that's on you. Because I don't villainize you because you feminine. I'm gonna be as warm and welcoming as whoever. But if you want to be a bitch about it, do you?
So again,
Just keep it,
you don't.
keep it cute.
People
Keep it
have to
cute.
realize they don't see
You don't
people
like
not seeing
me?
them from themselves.
Keep walking. Because if you say something the wrong way, my answer, I don't do talking. I really don't. I talk on here.
You talk a lot though.
It'll be
Not because
it'll
it's
be
you lit,
it'll be
mean, evil, satanistic motherfucker.
Thank
But
Titus. It'll be
you. I appreciate
nonetheless,
cart
it.
wars.
you
Wow.
welcome.
People about to get these
Right.
cart wars.
Thank
They better
you.
be quiet.
I appreciate it.
Here you go
But
with
you
the
know what?
carts. Could you stop that?
Because
Having
Okay.
because
motherfuckers with the
okay, so
carts.
thing about it is like you have to realize people aren't seeing you from how you see you. Just like I know how people don't see me from how I see me. Because like people think, especially trans girls have attacked me. I was on Twitter not too long ago because Twitter got Twitter Spaces or whatever. So I was on Twitter and my Twitter picture is from one of my pictures on here, and they was like, "Oh, she got a mustache. What's going on with that?" And I was just like, "Girl, I don't even know you. Like, we don't even know each other. Like, I'm here for somebody else." One of my other friends was speaking, but they decided to attack me for like a good 2 minutes, and I was just like, "Okay," but like,
I wish
I'm pretty though.
I
But
wish I would
like,
I
so
would
my
have
thing
got them
was,
real quick, and I'm gonna tell you the way to get the girls together real quick without being disrespectful, especially the cunty passing girls. Just
yeah,
tell
that's the
them
thing.
that you know that they're speaking to that trauma that they experienced before they transition. Because before us little cunty girls transitioned, before we was the pretty girls, we were the feminine boys that everybody kicked around, honey. I know a lot of girls who transition just to save their life just because they can't be seen as a straight cisgender man.
And I don't. Well, the thing about it is, I don't even identify as cis. That was the crazy part. I was like, girl, I identify as non-binary. It's really it's never gay. I just like my mustache because I look like a muppet without a mustache. Period.
Not shade Muppet.
Um,
Come
The,
on,
I
Muppet
just,
baby.
I
the,
just hate like
Come on,
who from
Tamar.
Whoville,
the
who from
binary,
Whoville without my mustache.
y'all
Um,
breaking down barriers now because the binary people like me, we sitting back being stealth when we want and being queer when we want.
and I was just like, girl, I like my mustache because it makes my face look nice. I was like, but other than that, I was like, I don't understand why, like, because it's giving peach fuzz where you at, sis. So like, I'm confused. Um, like, girl, and I know you ain't had the money to get the surgery, so leave me alone. We all got, but that's because I was being rude. Because I was in my feelings at that point. So I did get in my.
Harry.
What you mean? Oh, I can be toxic. We want to go there. We can go there.
Who you think
I
you
was just,
telling? Who you
Y'all
think you
girl.
know to
telling?
listen. Y'all know to leave Harry alone. Y'all
I've
know
been
Harry
calling that for
alone.
months. I've
Baby,
been calling that for months.
I ain't mad. I'm an advocate of giving people the energy that they give you.
Yeah, like I was like
Y'all know,
because I got offended. I was like, bitch, I don't even know you bitches. All you bitches still got dicks. Leave me alone. Um,
Girl,
like girl, like
like
everybody meet swinging in the when we and bitch. You got to
I
remind them.
was. So I definitely now I won't be now I don't just go attacking people. But bitch, you gonna attack me? I'm gonna give you something. Look, I'm gonna give you a reason not to like me, bitch.
If you really
So
want to reach this to the point that they're going to log off and have to think about it all night, might lose some sleep. Just remind them that's their trauma from before they
now I
trans.
did Now I did get an apology because after I started reading bitches
after you
down that I
started
didn't even know.
spazzing.
Absolutely, because bitch, who the fuck? No, no, I didn't even come in and say nothing. You just saw my picture and decided to pick. So now, bitch, you're not gonna pick me. I'm not a fucking nose. Bitch,
Not I'm
fuck
not
you.
nose and
Uh,
It sound
Okay,
like
nose.
sound like a mean girl situation.
oh.
girl situation and they were trying to see if you could be recruited. Like,
And one thing about it, two things for sure. I'm actually Regina George. So
Okay, mean girl.
so
The bitch not
leave me
lying.
alone.
She not lying.
So they needed a
That's
bus.
the sister telling
She not
it.
lying.
So leave me alone. I hate I can I play with my friends and my friends know I can turn I can turn the phrase and get the girls together really quickly. But if you just attack me for no reason and I don't know you, we not cool like
Unprovoked.
that.
This
Right,
unprovoked.
we have no rapport, bitch. Oh, I'm coming for blood, bitch. I'm saying all of the offensive things. Cause babe, who are you? Uh,
Because
I'm
after the
with you,
third curse word,
Sebastian.
I'm ready to
I'm
move.
with you, Sebastian. I'm
baby,
with you on that.
baby, honey, my sis ended it on a good note. Does anybody have any final thoughts?
right, because it's just
Mm-mm.
like, girl.
I'm with Sebastian on that shit. I just be ready to pop a bitch and be done with it. I don't be having time.
Dante, that's why you keep giving Aquarius bad names and you keep saying it's me. You be
It
ready
ain't
to
got nothing
hit
to do with
everybody.
Aquarius. It's just Dante.
I
You
be
come at
trying
me
to
stupid, I'm gonna
have a
lay
con.
your ass out. It's simple as that.
Period.
Baby,
Man,
come in there
come
stealing
here,
at that
Dante
Walmart.
Love.
He gonna lay your ass out.
But not
Immediately, you
still,
hear me?
not still in that Walmart.
Could you
Immediately.
stop? Could you leave? Could you stop doing
Man,
that?
woman,
Mm,
boy, girl, your ass is getting late. Put that back.
I'm just
Put
saying,
it
baby,
back.
he will knock you between them carts.
okay,
Boop, boop,
I,
boop, boop.
Please don't
okay.
listen to them. It's the slander for me
It's
that
not
they
Dante,
slander.
you
That
It's
gotta
can't
not.
lady
do
was
it. Be
just
do.
like,
trying to
people
get
It's
a
like,
not
birthday
slander if
cake
it's
for her
true.
child. And you rough that lady up
That
today.
is slander.
Judge
You
Brown said that the biggest case against slander is the truth. The biggest defense against slander is the truth.
I tell them the
well, baby,
truth. I
I know what
apprehend. I don't put my hands on
not
people
apprehend. How you
unless they put their
Apprehend,
apprehend? You ain't
hands on
touching me.
me.
How you
apprehend
Unless
is
they put
so.
apprehend
their
and you don't
hands
It,
touch
on
me?
me.
Well, like
apprehend is so politically correct, but love that for you.
just so that she
How
was warned, I warned her ass when I was rolling out with my car. Yana, I'm not stopping. Bitch, you gonna get ran over before I stop, girl.
I just want to know how you apprehend verbally. Wait, come
I
back here.
literally
Wait, what?
no. How you doing? Walmart asset protection. Need you go this way, please. I mean, it's simple as that. Now, if they
Baby,
Hmm.
I'm
want to
like,
do the
fuck you
whole,
That's
and
not
I'm
what.
walk
not.
right out.
That's not what
No,
happened.
I mean
That's
you.
not what
No,
happened.
and you can walk out, but none of the shit in that basket going nowhere. You can leave.
I would throw that shit all out. Right.
If you at the door, I would have paid it. But little mama knew to move out the motherfucking way before her and her wig was blessed.
Karen, really? I don't even wear my gray sweats no more because of y'all, bro. Like, for real.
Sebastian said, see, I couldn't work there because I'm letting people steal. Right. It don't
Yeah, I
even
ain't doing that.
belong to you. Just let me.
Sebastian, I would have spotted you. You would have been another that I warned. Clipiana, I'm not stopping.
I mean, it's easy. It's easy to say it ain't yours, but at the same time, you got to pay your bills. You got to buy food in your house, and that's how
Wait,
the
but the
fuck you
way
pay your bills.
you be
So you
talking
gonna
about
do
it,
what
because
you
you said
do.
somebody had died in the line of duty, and I was like, babe, it's not veterans, it's
I
not.
mean, it has happened before, but shit, that can happen
Ooh,
anywhere. People get shot everywhere.
somebody
I
got
said the
shot
line
behind a
of
policeman
duty.
wall, but baby, take that shit. You could go ahead. It's
Baby,
not
I think
worth it.
unemployed, they should have the right to steal necessities. And I'm not just saying that because I'm currently unemployed.
I mean, there have been instances where people, I've stopped people and they were literally buying, they were only taking like food items. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I still got to take it back. But what I have done in my past, well, currently too, sometimes when I have the extra money, okay, look, wait right here. I'll go in the store and buy them like a couple packs of chicken, some pork chops or something, and I'll be like, look, some canned goods. Look, go home and cook for the kids. You know what I'm saying? I understand how it is a struggle. I know how it feels to be hungry. I don't want that for nobody. But at the same time, I gotta do my job
Right,
I
but
got
at the same time, you ain't let that lady steal that birthday cake for that kid.
because there wasn't a fucking necessity.
It's a birthday cake for a
I
kid.
got a question. Would kitty litter be considered a
You could have bought a cake. You could have bought cake mix and made that
Bree.
motherfucker.
I'm not about to do it,
would,
Bree.
For
would
kitty litter.
consider a necessity because that's what I told. That's what I wrote out of Walmart.
No, no, Brie. No, baby.
For the cat, it
No.
is.
Smelling like ammonia. You ever smell cat piss?
It
Yes, I have a
smells.
cat. I have a
It's awful.
cat.
It's
But
awful.
I cannot, like, come on, like,
Midas, where you going,
I might
baby?
have bought
Because you,
I might have bought you some kitty litter after I got done, but I gotta take it back. Like, it is what it is.
Baby,
She
if
gonna get
I
her food.
would have seen a performance
Huh?
or
No,
winning, I
I'm
was
talking about it. Okay.
around. I would ask get my secret medicine and my anxiety pills.
I mean, hey, it's how the bills get paid right now, so I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that
how.
is a good question. Do you call the police while they're there, or you tell
I
you write them
mean,
up? Because
me,
baby, I ain't waiting. I'm
I
out.
don't believe. Well, usually we have an officer on, like, on duty that's on site. Um, but for me, if it's like food, I'm not pressing charges on you. If it's like necessity clothing, like underwear and stuff, like, I'm not pressing charges on you. Now, if you come this motherfucker, you trying to steal a fucking 65-inch TV, bitch, it is what it is.
Baby, I
That
told you my
one,
cousin walked. My
That's not
cousin walked right
something you
out that.
couldn't live without.
My
that
cousin walked right out that Walmart with that TV,
black
came back and
fried
stole some steak and
And
got arrested.
cat.
nah, hold up. Now, the only time that I'm gonna do it for food is literally when I catch you stealing food and you got like over $1,000 on a damn food stamp card. Now, bitch, you have absolutely no reason to be stealing food. Come on now, you get it for free,
Is it really free
and
though?
they do it. There have been plenty of times I caught somebody stealing food or skip scanning food, and you literally have over $1,000, $2,000 on food stamp cards. Why? Why? Why?
Right? How you know how much on the card?
Because at the bottom of the receipt is going to show the remaining balance.
Yeah, it
You
do.
nosy. You is nosy.
Well, all
I have
retailers
to
do
go
that
through the
actually.
receipt to see what's paid for and what's not paid for. I mean,
Baby, I done stole from Walmart by accident. I'm dead
I
ass.
have
Like,
done that. I have done that. I have done
no,
that.
I can tell when I'm looking at you on the camera. I can tell if it's something you intentionally doing versus you literally missed something by mistake because you had a lot of stuff or you were rushing. I'm looking at you do this shit. I'm not just, oh, I got a warning on the system. No, I'm looking dead at you, like right here. Motherfucker, you ain't you okay, so hold up. So I'm sitting there looking at you, right? Okay, you rung up the ramen noodles, you rung up all those. Damn, you skipped the steak, you skipped the ribs, you skipped the chicken, you skipped the salmon, you skipped the shrimp, and then you came back and you rang up some tuna fish. Bitch, you got me fucked up. That wasn't a mistake.
They be watching
But
so.
how you know?
They be watching
Because
Southern.
I'm looking at you do it.
yeah, they be watching
I don't
stuff like
believe
out.
it. I don't
Oh
believe
Lord.
it.
Baby,
I
I
don't
don't
believe
even
I don't
want
all
to.
believe
I don't
it.
things,
even want to
but
shop at
I let you
Walmart no
have
more.
it.
Yeah, child, we know.
I
I'm
Um,
glad you do.
I feel like we need to get offline because I'm setting myself up for an indictment.
okay. Because
No,
Dante
you're
is the
not.
man. Dante is the fucking man.
Wow. Wow. I'm glad you feel that way about me. I'm
Dante,
glad you feel that way
Dante
about me.
works for the man. Dante is the warden. Dante is Chicken George.
No,
Um,
I'm dead. I'm out. Let me.
Who? Who? Who?
Bye.
On that peace, love, blessings.
Suck one, Harry.
You're welcome.
Deuces.
Bye.